What made your toddler have a tantrum today? I wouldn't let her eat a penny she found in the dryer. No matter how much I tried, I could not draw a perfect picture of Elsa for him. Tantrum 1 because he wasn't allowed to have jam on both sides of the toast. I eventually gave in, and then there was tantrum number 2 because his fingers got sticky. Sigh. He did not succeed to eat soup with a fork. In Denmark the word for ice and ice cream is the same. She was really angry I wouldn't let her lick the ice on the car this morning, after I told her I had to scrape the ice of the windows. Well, that isn't your fault. That's the Danish Ministry of Words' fault. Yesterday, he had an imaginary vacuum cleaner, a stick, and was crying because it didn't work. I did something similar as a toddler. I had one of those little toys that looked like a lawnmower that would pop and throw balls around a little dome when you rolled it. I brought it out to the garage where my dad was putting gas in the real lawnmower and demanded he put gas in mine. He pretended to. I actually wanted gasoline and proceeded to sob. I wouldn't let her stab me with her fork. How else will she know if you are done with her ass? She said she wanted to go to sleep, so I suggested she go to sleep. She cried because she wanted bubbles in her bath. I put bubbles in her bath. Then she cried because there were bubbles in her bath. I wouldn't let her stand on her chair. She didn't want her diaper changed. I wouldn't let her wash her hands for 15 minutes long. I wouldn't let her eat another stick of cheese. I tried to put her hair back so she wouldn't get food on it when she ate. I wouldn't give her her mother's lunch. I made her the same lunch as her mother. I watered down her juice, and she knows it. Edit. It's been 30 minutes. She wanted to wash her hands for another 15 minutes. I wouldn't let her eat the ends of her crayons. I wouldn't let her tease the dog with a dog treat. She didn't want to watch Finding Dory after she asked to watch Dory. He didn't want a banana. I didn't offer him a banana. We are, in fact, out of bananas. Her slice of cheese was broken. Feeding the dog a Ritz cracker and get upset that the dog ate the Ritz cracker. He did not want a new cracker and instead demanded that I take it out of the dog in the condition it was in before the dog ate it. I wouldn't let him walk in the snow. There is no snow outside. 4-year-old. I wouldn't let him lick the lollipop the guy working on the tarmac on our street was spinning to tell cars when to go and when to stop. 3-year-old. I wouldn't let her call her grandfather a vagina. I wouldn't let him burn his face on the oven door. I told her to use her words instead of whining at me. She then used her words to say I don't want to use my words. He wants to die and go to dog heaven, but doesn't really understand what death is and thinks dog heaven is a neighboring town. I put a shirt on him. I put a fresh nappy on him after his bath. Then I went to take him to the post office when he woke up from a sleep. Then I changed his nappy again. He's just discovering tantrums. It's been a rough day. We noticed she was in her closet, and it was supposed to be a secret. I did not want to spin anymore. She woke up early, her choice. She asked for a blueberry muffin for breakfast, so I gave her one. She was asked to pick out her shoes. She didn't like the pair she picked. Not today but this week. I asked her if she wanted to say goodnight to the cat. She did, and was upset when the cat didn't say goodnight back. She asked to watch My Little Pony. I turned it on, and she was mad I didn't put on Blue Eye. Her milk wasn't milky enough. She didn't want her blankets on to go to sleep. I took them off, and she cried. She decided she wanted them on, so I put them on, and she cried again saying she didn't want them. He was reading a book on the iPad in the living room, but he wanted to read a physical copy of the book in his bedroom and the book truck needed to deliver it to him. I'm not sure what the book truck is, but it sounds wonderful. 3 years old. She couldn't put her own hair in a ponytail and she tried so hard. Then when I offered to help, she said in a small voice yes, then cried when I did it for her. At 1:30 AM she woke up, and I wouldn't then trim her nails. He asked me to hand him a toy that was out of his reach, So I did. He was distraught. I needed my calculator back. She wanted to wear her bunny trousers. I was trying to put her in her bunny trousers. The more effort I made to put on her bunny trousers, the more she screamed that she only wanted her bunny trousers. The cat did not want a hug. And by a hug I mean her laying on top of the cat. Are you my husband? My 2-year-old Lou loves his kitty and she's pretty damn accepting of his affection until it involves squishing. I sat down. What? You sat down? That is so evil. I won't let him help the power meter man change the meter. He got stuck in the dog door in the process. I wouldn't take us through the car wash again. I wouldn't let him see my boobs. He had never been breastfed. He only wanted to see and play with them. After he learned Mammon and Papa have different bodies, we were in the subway and he was trying hard to undress me. He wants to play on the stairs all the time. Because I have to be there for safety reasons, I don't allow him to play on them all the time. This results in a screaming fit of crazy. I wouldn't let her have the container of Q-tips because she just wants to shove them into her mouth. I barely ever let my toddler in my bathroom. Cause the little mimic over here sticks them in her ears and I'm terrified she's going to burst an eardrum. Not mine, but we've had mine off and on for a few weeks to help out. Because her mother just had a baby and my husband is working from home. She lost her mind because my husband helped her go to the bathroom and flush the toilet before she could look at her poop, screamed and cried herself nearly sick. When anyone in the house had the audacity to go upstairs without him, I just want to poop alone without hearing hysterical screaming from the bottom of the stairs. Also when my older child was a toddler he had a nightmare that we all ate cake without him and won't let him have any. He woke up crying so hard I thought he had hurt himself. Guys, it's been 2.5 years and he still asks me why I was so mean. I know it was a dream, Mom, but why didn't you share with me in my dream? No kid of my own, but I saw a funny one today. I'm a screener for a clinic. Right. And something about my gown, my mask, my wireless thermometer, and presumably my long hair really terrifies small children. One toddler today was just wailing as I took her temperature. Then she just stopped, looked right at me, started waving, and said goodbye. Presumably, she's learned that her parents tell her to say goodbye when she's going away from someone. So this was some kind of gambit of hers to get away from me. Like saying goodbye is what initiates leaving a situation. I thought that was pretty funny. I wouldn't let the dog drive her to preschool today. Asked for juice. Drank the juice. The juice was gone. Literally can't drink your juice and have it, too. I tried to cool her lunch so she wouldn't burn herself. She cannot pull a cat's tail. And she cannot bring the water bowl to her. By not letting her go outside wearing nothing but underwear. It's 19 degrees Fahrenheit and snowing. Trying to put the wings on the knockoff Megazord and Tigerzord as we transform the things back and forth constantly. No wings. Slap makes me think of the Incredibles. Threw her bottle down and hit her own foot. Catastrophic. I opened up his cheese stick he asked for. He had a meltdown because someone wouldn't stop pulling his hair. The someone pulling his hair was him. Found a bag of disposable razors. I took them away. Was changing his diaper and he stepped in his own poop then had a meltdown. He asked me to help him build a tower with Lego then got mad at me for helping him build a tower out of Lego. Had to change him out of his pajamas. Best one by far wasn't today. He threw a fit because he couldn't take his bath with him when he got out of the tub. Saying his name. Not today, but I took my shoes off faster than my little cousin and she wanted to win. We are currently searching for a new apartment, therefore going on elevators alert, and every time she cried bloody murder when I stopped her from pushing the bell button. 2. Cried about getting in the bath. Cried because he has to get out of the bath. 3. 5. Cried because he didn't want to eat the meal he asked for. On the sweet side. Last night 3. 5 knocked on our bedroom door and said, "Mama, my bedtime didn't work. Can we try it again?" And my heart melted. When we arrived in the school parking lot for drop-off, he asked if he could have a packed lunch today. I said, "Not today, but we can talk about what to get later."